Oh, I don't know if anybody is gonna be like, hey, this everything technically is fantastic.
I just think it's iconic. I think that's why it deserves a stand. Like it's just because a lot of people, like I mean, at least for me too. Like at a young age, like I saw that crew badge. Like it's not like it's one of those things that you remember and you know who it is. It's just an iconic badge.
But does that make it a good badge?
Yes. For me, it does anyway. If it elicits emotion, I think for me, it's good.
It's almost like a Drake song. It's just timeless, bro.
Ladies and gents, we are back again. Episode number 6. Episode 6 of Wake Up MLS, the only MLS-themed debate show where your ball knowledge is super important, but not nearly as important as your ability to defend your picks. We have another tier list on the agenda for today. And as normal, my name is Jose Tejas. I'm your primary host, and I am joined by an esteemed panel of co-hosts. Let's tee them up with a great intro right now. For today's episode, you guys know them already. If you've been tuning into Wake Up MLS up to this point, let's get them in here. We have AJ from Atlanta United Fan TV. AJ, what's going on, my man? We have Ednan from We Are Austin TV. Ednan, welcome in with the boys. And then finally, last but not least, we have John Rivera, Chicago Fire fan, Twitch streamer. Guys, this is going to be a fantastic tier list today. I'm super pumped for it. I don't want to waste any more time because we have a ton to get through. And just to quickly tee up the topic for today, as every fan, I feel like around the globe is discovering Major League Soccer due to the messy mania that's going on with the league right now, coming off of the Leagues Cup final win last night. That's why I'm wearing my kit today. But let's go ahead and jump in. For today, with all of this going on, I think there's a lot of people searching Major League Soccer. What's it all about? How long has the league been around? Who's involved? How many clubs are there? How long have these clubs been around? And I think when you think about all of these things, the history of some of these clubs, the badges that they've rocked, the kits that they've rocked, there are some that are great and some that are frankly awful. And we're going to talk about all of that today, specifically from the lens of MLS club badges. We are ranking every MLS club badge that we could possibly find on the internet. There's quite a few. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen, and we're going to jump right in. So for today, let me tier up how these various categories will work. Okay, so from top to bottom, this is how we're going to do it, guys. We have God tier at the very top, self-explanatory. We have good, not great. We have the Times New Roman of badges, easily the most basic thing on the planet. Lazy as fuck, self-explanatory. And then fire the designer. Whoever put it together, get that guy out of there, doesn't know what the hell he's doing. All right, so we're going to go ahead, jump right in. We have some expansion clubs to kick things off. And look, I think these first three are going to be like quick fire. Okay, so let's start off first, boys. Charlotte FC. Charlotte FC. I don't know. This is as basic as it probably could get. A circle badge, a crown in the middle. You see Charlotte plain as day on the badge itself. You know what it stands for. Anybody liking this badge off the rip?
I mean, it looks fine in terms of design. The font choice looks pretty all right. I think it firmly is in the Times New Roman of badges.
Really, I would agree with that.
Yeah,
not really anything special.
And now you're stroking your goatee over there. What's going on?
No, you know what? I'm thinking it's in the Times New Roman of badges. Very, very generic. Probably something we've seen before with the style. I mean, it looks a lot like the fire badge, actually, now that I'm looking at it. So I think it fits well.
Gotta copy greatness, you know?
Okay. But we're putting in the Times New Roman of badges. Okay. It's fine. It's fine. I think that this is, I mean, Aaron, do you disagree or agree?
I actually agree. Also, another note, I mean, they pretty much got the same colors as the Carolina Panthers, so nothing really special about that badge.
Yeah, they're staying on point with the sports town that they are there in Charlotte. It's okay. I agree with that. It's something to rave about. Let's move on. Cincinnati, dude, and this is also super, super basic. But again, I don't know the history of Cincinnati. I don't know what went into it from an ownership's perspective when they thought about how they wanted to design this badge, but it's reflective of the colors of the kit. FC Cincinnati, and then whatever this, I don't know what this is, a griffin, a lion. I have no idea. But look, bro, I mean, to me, I'm almost inclined to just slide it right there and move on.
Yeah, agreed. I mean, they created a new one when they came into the league, and that was it. And I mean, yeah, a lot of it works. There's a little bit of dead space for me in the FC part, but
is it lazy? Is it lazy?
It's not lazy. Like, it's just, I mean, yeah. I think it's probably in the right spot.
Guys,
It's a winged lion apparently with a
A
crown and
winged
sword.
lion.
A winged
Okay.
lion with a
Fuck is
crown
that?
and sword.
So
Which
maybe it's not lazy.
symbolizes-
Maybe that takes creativity, boys. I mean, maybe it's not lazy. I don't know.
It
I'm
says
just
here
wondering where they got the silhouette for that.
I just don't know what
It
it,
says that
means. Yeah.
it symbolizes the best human qualities. The crown denotes the authority of the city. I don't know.
That sounds like
Kind of
marketing.
looks lazy. Kind of
It
looks
sounds
lazy
like
to
good
me.
marketing.
Yeah.
Kinda looks lazy. I don't know.
And ultimately, yeah, it's not really anything too special. It's
100%.
fairly basic. I think.
Yeah, I think we're
100%.
keeping it there.
All
like,
right.
again, if anybody, we can always move pieces around. I'm inclined to somewhat put it here, but I will say if they put that much thought into why that winged lion is actually there, I'll give benefit of the doubt. I'm okay to keep it here.
Okay.
Vancouver Whitecaps. I don't even know what these diamonds really represent.
They're white caps, essentially something. It's like an iceberg, essentially. I feel like is probably what
Yeah.
it is. And
Do you,
so
do you
one's
think it's
underneath.
good?
I mean, I don't think it's good, but I think is it basic?
I wouldn't say it's
yeah.
basic though. The
Is it
reason why I
lazy?
won't say it's basic is because it's not like your regular, style of logo. Because
Yeah.
most
That's
logos
true.
are like circle logos. You got little like
Mhm.
the shape just isn't really there. But I don't know if I classify it as lazy either.
I want to say it's good, not great, because
Yeah.
just by looking at the logo, it makes me think ice, cold temperatures, going to the north to play. It just screams, going to Vancouver. So
Canada.
I think it's good, not great, because as soon as I see it, I know it's Whitecaps. I know that we got to travel up there. I know that it's going to be cold. I know that it's going to be different than playing some of these southern teams. So I think it's good, not great.
That's actually a fair shout. I actually will say that the badge shape that John called out, I actually didn't think about that. It's true. There's usually like almost a tried and true design or a template for how
Mhm.
badges should look. This one they kind of went their own direction with it, and
Just looks icy,
yeah, okay,
It looks
okay,
it, look,
all
it
right,
looks icy, bro.
all right. I like the shout. I think for now, good but not great. I definitely would never put it in God tier, but
No.
No.
Oh,
it's got
100%.
some uniqueness to it. I think we can keep it there.
Shout out to their like 30 fans,
Yeah, seriously, bro. They're 30 plus fans. All right, boys. Now we have our as part of this historical tier list, right? With all the badges that have come through MLS, we have our first, historical club, right? MLS 1.0, one of the clubs originally part of this league. They've gone through iterations of what their badge looks like, Chicago Fire. So we'll start with our resident kind of Fire fan, John. How do you feel about the OG Fire logo? I actually like it a lot, bro.
I think that one. I don't know. I don't know how we're classifying this, but if we're classifying it as an OG, like that, I think that goes into God tier because like every single Fire fan really misses that logo. Maybe it's good, not great. I don't know. I think it should be up there. I don't think it's a basic badge.
It's
I
not
think
A
it's
lot of people do
inspired.
miss that, man.
Yeah, there's an inspiration, obviously, with being firefighters in terms of the city being burnt down. If I'm
Yeah.
correct,
Why make
from
that
that
connection?
fire.
Because it's
Why?
because it's just the
Absolutely.
identity of the
actually
city.
history. It's actually
It's
history.
the identity of the city.
Yeah, it's like if Atlanta called it Sherman City or something like that, and we were the fire. Like,
That's one of the questions I
would-
had for John. Why does Chicago Fire implement so much of the fire department or the big fire that was in that city to the soccer logo and stuff like that? Why do they do that?
Because they also have like the 6 points in that one, but it's
Mhm.
not as apparent as the 6-point star that our new logo.
Yeah.
But yeah, like it's just a tribute to the history of Chicago.
Yeah,
Okay.
it is historically like yes, one of the craziest things to ever happen to any
It's a
city in this
tragedy.
country. It is a massive tragedy. With that said,
Yeah, because the
though,
city burned down and they rebuilt it.
they
So it's
rebuilt
like-
it. Yeah, so it's very much like a part of its
okay.
legacy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so I mean, bro, Chicago Fire, like those two words are almost so iconic. There's a TV show named after it. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like there's a lot of history there. So I think if we put a lot of stock into the Whitecaps logo because of how unique the the badge is itself, the shape and everything, I think we have to at a minimum put it ahead of the Whitecaps logo. I don't
agree.
know if it's God tier.
I don't think that's
yeah.
the
You guys can
criteria.
debate that. I think it's a good badge.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I think
because
it's a good badge.
just because it's an OG doesn't mean it's God tier.
That's
Yeah.
fair. Yeah, that's a fair shot.
Fair,
That's a
fair
fair
enough,
shot.
fair
Yeah,
enough.
yeah, fair enough. I
Good
think for
not
right
great.
now, we have to kind of keep it here. And I'll be honest, until you guys pointed out right now, I knew we had the 6-star for the new logo. I didn't even know about the old one. Like, to be honest, I didn't recognize these 6 points.
There's a lot of
Yeah.
detail into it. Yeah.
There's a lot. Yeah, there's more detail than meets the eye if you're just an
Mhm.
outside fan looking in. So it's interesting.
Good, not great. Good,
Yeah.
not great.
Good, not great. Now,
This one.
on the opposite end of the
Yeah,
spectrum.
yeah, you can talk about it. There's a reason why they had to rebrand after 1 year. They just toss that shit
Yeah,
down
bro.
at the bottom.
Yeah.
Is this
This
okay?
was
So
lazy.
is this lazy as fuck or fire the
Lazy.
designer?
Oh,
Lazy,
fire
bro.
the designer.
I don't know.
It's-
Fire the designer. They
bro.
tried to they try to modernize the badge and make it, but they alienated a lot of people in Chicago because it doesn't represent Chicago at all. Like
Yeah.
Yeah,
none of
the
that badge
colors,
represents anything to Chicago at all. Like that's like we literally called it our crown logo. Like that's not like what is that?
Where do the colors come from?
I don't know. I genuinely
That-
don't know.
the oval shape, basically everything about this just doesn't work. Like at any point. If you look at the history of the teams in Chicago, like it just doesn't. There's no correlation.
Yeah, I don't know. It's not great. I mean, it's not good. It's not basic. Yeah, I imagine that designer might have actually gotten fired. We don't know.
Yeah.
It could have happened.
It got
Because
universally
they
panned.
scrapped it after a year. So like,
Yeah.
I
It
don't know.
honestly looks like a car make logo. That's like the first thing that pops into my head when I see it. It looks like
Interesting.
a car maker logo, like Bentley, something for sure high end. But it
It
does
does
not.
kind of, bro. He's not lying.
Yeah,
kinda does.
it looks like a high end car maker. It does not look like a soccer badge. Lazy, fire him, whatever. I don't know.
Yeah, it's definitely on
It's
the bottom
fire.
half of this tier list.
I think as a
fire the design.
consensus, it's probably the ugliest badge that's ever touched the MLS. Like as a consensus, I don't think
I don't
there's
know.
any-
I don't know if it's ugly.
I don't know if it's the
Absolutely.
ugliest, but it's up there. Like it's up
It's
there.
up there.
recently.
It's up there.
It's up
It's
there
up there.
competing.
But I'm saying like
Um,
modern day, it's up there.
Yeah, 100%. Now, finally, when you wrap the Chicago Fire segment, the latest badge to me looks good. It looks good.
I like it a lot. I like it a lot.
bro, and it embraces like the color scheme, everything. The way
There's
they
a lot of
incorporated the
design
6
into
points.
this one too.
Let's not
Like,
kid
yeah.
ourselves here.
Like
Let's not kid
the
ourselves
Florian
here.
cross
Oh.
is there within the blue. You see the original one has the C with the little point at the side, little point.
Uh-huh.
It's got one there too, and it's got the 6-pointed star in the middle. So like I think that one represents Chicago a lot more than this previous one did. I think I don't know. You guys can classify it as Times New Roman or I don't know.
And
what you guys
not
wanna put it.
why is it not that great of a logo?
I mean, what are they trying to be? The Cubs 2.0? I mean, can they not have their own kind of identity? I mean, that OG
But
one-
Chicago's a massive sports town, bro. I mean, like
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
but
you know-
you think, I think if they tried to be the Cubs, it wouldn't be the worst thing in the world.
It just, I don't know, man. It just
Are you
looks
saying because
like
of the color scheme?
they just downgraded. It looks
the
very
ski
like
and everything too.
very
Yeah,
like
it's
Mickey Mouse. The OG crest kind of intimidates. This new one is like a PG-13 version of that one. I don't know. That's just
That's the thing. I mean, they were trying to
I like that
modernize
show.
PG-13. That's crazy.
They were trying to modernize it. I get why they did it, because obviously the OG one is very modern or very busy rather, and then yeah, I mean it is inspired by the Cubs for sure. That part is obvious, but I think it's inspired. I think it should go ahead of the Whitecaps one. Actually, I think it's good.
I'm in line with AJ
I like it.
with
I
the
like
last
it.
part he said. I still like the OG one more. I don't know what it is. It just it seems more unique to me and like more of what I think of when I think of the Chicago Fire. I think of like the fire department, the history of the city, everything. Honestly, bro, if they had put that 6-point star in the middle of this C, it fire. Like it just that would have been it. You don't have to change the badge ever again, and it would have stood out. You make the C a little bit bigger. You put the 6-point star in the middle. Done.
Okay.
Let's put it here. I feel like that's fair.
It's fair.
All right, cool. I'm down. All right, Austin. Ednan, let's start with you, bro. I mean, I'm
Yes,
sure you
sir.
got a lot of things
My
to
club.
say about the trees, right? But
a little bit.
I mean, is this representative of anything Austin-wise, by the way, like the tree incorporation?
So the name of the company that made the logo, I think, is Butler Bros. Their explanation of the logo, if you look at the bottom of the tree, there's 4 kind of roots going into it.
Yeah.
That represents like the northeast, southwest of the city uniting. The 11 leaves on the tree, if you count them, it's 11 for the players that are on the pitch. And the two kind of like lines right there that make like the tree itself, it's like the club and the city coming together for community of football pretty much. And the green is supposed to symbolize the creativity and the I guess the modern kind of vibe of Austin FC, you know, kind of weird, keep it weird, you know how that goes.
Yeah,
so,
green's a very, you know, interesting color in general. I'm glad Austin went with that because we didn't really have like outside of the Sounders, right? We didn't really have like another club that was really rocking green like that.
And if you go to the Capitol in Austin, that place has a bunch of old oak trees. So if you're in the like downtown area, you do see a lot of old trees. And the ones that are in the Capitol, they're like numbered, protected. And whenever you're a kid, you go on field trips there, and they tell you early on if you mess with those trees, you can get in big trouble. And I think it's like a huge thing if you like mess with the trees that are there. They're protected, I guess you could say. So I see where they got the whole tree thing.
Where do you put it?
Is it good? Not great.
God tier.
God tier.
Dude,
son,
I was
son.
humble. I could have been.
I was humble.
God tier.
Motherfucker. That's like
God tier. God tier.
So okay, in terms of this logo, if you look at other logos around the league, it's like they slapped on top of like the LAFC shape for one. There is you know a bit of this. I mean, yes, it's clean, it's something modern, but yeah, inspired. I'll give it that. But I don't think that it's something that I mean, graphic designers are gonna be like, let's show this. This is the logo that you should try to, you know, embody. So I don't think it's God tier, but yeah, it's pretty good.
I put it here off of my so I think it's good. I do think it's good. I like the symbolism. I think the way you explained how each one of these elements is incorporated. I fuck with that. I think it's you have to give Austin the respect for the elements they included. I love the green. I think it had been another basic color. Like, how much red do we have in this league? How much yellow or gold do we have in this league? Green's nice. But yeah,
it's also that for a reason, though, because the pitch is green, and you know.
But the way they incorporate it, right? You know, the Q2 shines nothing but green when they score, which we haven't seen of a lot this season. But like, I think that like this to me, it's like, bro, when are we ever gonna see another logo like this fire badge ever again? Like, I don't know. It's so
maybe
unique.
20, 30 years when you know, all that type of stuff kind of comes back.
Yeah, that's true, right? With the new generations bringing it back, but like I just don't know if like what AJ said, if anyone looks at this like, oh, I'm using this for inspiration, I'm gonna create something unique like this for my new club.
Okay, I see. So that's what makes it non-God tier, because it's not something unique. It's something that is part of like a template. You know what I'm saying? That's
a little template.
Good night. Good night.
A little bit.
That's right. That's why it doesn't make it God tier. Yeah.
I'm being humble now. Brother.
Okay. Yeah, no. I think it's good. It's good. God tier for me is like, bro, I would put that badge on any shirt and wear it. Like, I like 100%. That's what I think of anyway when I think of God tier. I don't know. It's there's so many like interesting badges in this list. We can always move things around. This is how I see it. Do you guys agree?
I agree.
I'll leave it.
Let's do it. We have plenty of these to go through. Another triple iteration of a club's badge. Another MLS 1.0 club, Colorado Rapids. This was the OG logo.
This is fire to the designer.
Is it? I mean, I will say this, bro.
We also have to think of the time.
Yeah, back in the late 90s.
I get it.
Yeah, back in the late
90s.
90s. This actually wasn't. I don't know. To me, the iteration of this logo is actually way worse. But this OG one, it's got the mountains in the background. It's got the rapids in the front. I mean, there's only so much you could do with graphic design in the late 90s. I don't know. I feel like that they tried. You know what I mean? They tried.
Maybe at the back of Good Not Great.
I was actually gonna put it like here. Like,
probably basic. If anything.
Yeah,
but it's not basic. There's no basicness to it though.
That's true.
The one thing
Like here?
About that one, kind of.
No, I think that's a stretch.
No.
That's a stretch.
It's almost kind of in line with the NBA logos of that era, like with the Timberwolves.
Actually, yeah.
You're not
You know
wrong.
what I'm
You're not
saying?
Not wrong. Not
That's
wrong.
what it makes me think. I don't even think that looks like a soccer logo. That honestly makes me think of a hockey team, an NBA
And that's
team.
why I think it's lazy. Because like,
It was like
Okay,
easier
I
to
see.
copy other sports back then, or what?
yeah,
Okay.
that's what I mean. That's why it makes it lazy.
Lazy. All right.
It's not a bad shout. Like it's not terrible. It's just that like it's they basically thought of what do you think if we think of rapids, and they just started drawing what you think of mountains,
literal
rapids.
things, exactly.
Put the words of the team in there and call it a day.
I think it needs. I think this logo might need a bit more context. I think we're not giving it the love that it needs.
It's possible, but
Yeah,
it's
possible.
it's also the font choice. All that.
But
all
like
of it,
Ednan said,
really.
bro, the late
I get
90s,
it.
you just didn't have like enough to work with. Like you really didn't. Like you just
For
didn't
sure.
have
There's
enough.
other ones of the era that are like, oh man,
Like
that's-
They
the
are a little
Fire.
bit better.
Good.
There are some that are a little bit better in the same era. He's
like
right.
the fire one that we have it at the Good Not Great. These are from
Yep.
similar eras, so that's actually a really good point.
Yeah. Okay. So lazy. Okay. We'll put it that way. It was lazy, and it makes sense considering it's the Rapids who don't really invest a ton into the club. Okay. Speaking of again lazy or maybe terrible logos, moving into their next iteration. This is
Yeah.
Who is that?
Yeah.
Who is that, bro? I still can't.
bro.
think-
That
I
is
still can't figure it
terrible.
out.
How is this a
Yeah,
level
the
up from what
most-
you had?
right.
What team is that?
They clipped art the soccer ball, which is like the most generic soccer ball looking thing.
Seriously,
It's
bro.
Colorado. You can't even tell what it actually says
No,
from
you
any
can't, bro.
distance. It's
It's so bad, bro.
The
It's
color
so
scheme.
bad.
It's just it's an eyesore. Like fire the designer.
But
100%.
seriously, and it is again as much as we shit on that new or that that crown logo for the fire. This one's way worse.
Yeah.
Now the new Rapids logo, it is somewhat cookie cutter in terms of like how the badge is shaped, but it is their best logo by far. It's their most modern one. It's got the new color scheme incorporated when they rebranded their entire brand itself down to the colors and the fonts. It's okay. It's got a mountain. It's got a very generic looking soccer ball. The 96 is in there.
I think it needs to be in good, not great. Actually,
Really?
because
At the
it's-
back?
it's
At the
this
back.
because
All right.
maybe at the,
You think it's better than Vancouver's? No way. No way.
I think it's a little bit better because it's this. Their use of space is really quite good, and it's not my issue. I think with the Vancouver Whitecaps initially, why when we said it and we put it out there, is it's really generic looking in terms of how Vancouver Whitecaps is like. There's no like shape. There's no like
But the shape
special
of these
way that they
diamonds,
actually
like
did it.
when will we ever see a badge like this ever again? I don't even know if we will. Like this is, it's like what
It's very
John said.
unique. It's very
They give-
unique.
that's
very,
why
very
they're there.
unique.
That's why they're there for the good, not great. But I think in terms of Colorado Rapids, the color scheme, the way they've used the space, I think
It's
I like.
okay. Yeah. It's to me, man. In all honesty, I was about to put it like up here, but like
I know,
at the end of the day, yeah, it has to be a vote. So we heard AJ, Ednan, John. Are you guys thinking it's good, not great, or is it just the most basic thing on the planet?
I think it's good, not great. It's not basic.
Yeah,
In front of Vancouver or behind it?
Behind 100%.
behind it.
Okay.
I just think the
There you go.
uniqueness of the uniqueness of the Vancouver one just sets it a little bit apart.
Yeah,
Colorado is
I think so
also
too, a little bit.
such a beautiful state where you can get a lot of inspiration from, so maybe one day hopefully they could do a bit more with this. So I think it's good, not great.
Yeah, we'll see. And Vancouver may iterate, like I mean, but for this logo specifically, I think there's just also a lot of letters in their name. Maybe that also we talk about spacing and things like that. That throws some things off. But I think that just this iceberg feel to their template, gives it a little more.
And I will give it this caveat that the Colorado Rapids, if you guys know SB Nation and their badges that they have for each blog, okay, the Rapids, that logo does have that feel a little bit. In which case, I think probably okay. I can see where you guys are.
Yeah. It's a little more cookie cutter, but not in a bad way. It is way better than anything else the Rapids have ever dropped. Period.
Right.
Now, LAFC, arguably the biggest club or the best club right now in MLS potentially. But with that said, their badge is probably as basic as it can get. I'll be honest. They put the wings for
Charlotte.
Angel City in the A, but that's fucking it. There's nothing else in this badge that's redeeming.
Exactly. There's nothing else that's really special. I love the color scheme, but yeah, I think it's above Cincinnati.
Above Cincinnati, yeah. Charlotte has more going for it, I think.
Yeah,
I think so.
this is a busier badge for Charlotte. I think the LA is just kind of basic.
Yeah,
Really, I
and
don't know.
with all the investment they had too, right? Like this is a big
Yeah.
splash in terms of MLS expansion, and
Mhm.
I don't know. It's just, I mean, a very, very easy logo to spot, very recognizable in terms of branding. But I think that at some point they're going to redo this and give it a little more oomph. You know what I mean? All right, another triple iteration, an MLS 1.0 club, the Crew. I got a hot take about this first one. The old school Crew 96 logo. I think it's pretty dope. I like it. I think it embodies more of who the Crew were when they came into this league. But I want to see how you guys feel about it first. The OG Crew logo with actual humans in the badge itself. How do you guys feel about this?
That's God tier.
I like it.
It's
God tier.
That's God tier.
God tier.
Yeah.
When
Look
okay,
at
so
AJ, bro.
I don't know. It's there's something about this that screams very clip arty. And
What?
Yes.
No.
Absolutely.
I've never seen this template in clip art.
I think this is God tier. This is God tier because it's also timeless.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
They could bring that badge back, and people would love it.
100%. I think it's actually better than the one that they have right now.
Now,
And-
yeah,
And
Oh my God.
one thing that I want to
It
say
gives me a heart
on this badge is it's been putting on for the MLS for years. When I first got my first FIFA, it was FIFA 2004. They had MLS teams. They had this badge in there, and it just stuck with me since a very young age. Like, okay, this team is MLS Crew, humans on the badge, blah blah blah. And that's why I think it is God tier, because this badge is timeless. It has
it's just
survived
iconic. It's just an
through time.
iconic badge.
It's iconic.
And then look at the detail.
It's iconic.
The reason I say that the dudes in the crest are not cookie cutter or clip art is because, dude, it's blue collar. Look, they're wearing hard hats. They look like just the most blue collar guys you've ever met in your life. Maybe that's resembling of Columbus as a whole. I don't know, but it's like if I had to give a brand new designer, like, hey, capture the feel of this city in a badge, I feel like for the times that it was, dude, they captured it effectively.
Okay.
I agree. I think it's kind of God tier.
I hear what you guys are saying. There is something about the spacing, the letting, I guess, the way the font is like scrunched. Like,
I feel like we're nitpicking, AJ. I feel like this is really, really
man.
nitpicking.
I
guess just
for something,
there's a-
dude.
No, there is a design background that I have that I'm just like, oh, I don't know if anybody is gonna be like, hey, everything technically is fantastic. I think it should
I
be
just
the
think it's-
top of good, not great, but
I just think it's iconic.
you guys.
Yeah,
I think that's why it deserves a stand. Like, it's just because a lot of people, like, I mean, at least for me too, like at a young age, like I saw that Crew badge. Like, it's not like it's one of those things that you remember and you know who it is. It's just an
Mhm.
iconic badge.
But does that
Agreed.
make it a good badge?
Yes.
I think it does.
For me, it
because if
does
it's
anyway.
memorable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If it elicits emotion, I think for me it's good.
It's almost like a Drake song. It's just timeless, bro.
Yes.
It's
almost like a
I
Drake
like
song,
that,
bro.
bro. I like that. Yeah. I think
I'm sorry,
I
I'm
think I
sorry.
think the tribe has spoken, but I think that,
Right.
look, if we find another one that we think can force this one down, I'm totally down to have the conversation. I kind of agree with John. When I thought about, like, when I used to watch the Dallas Burn back in '98, like I when we played against the Columbus Crew or even the Metro Stars, and we'll talk about those guys. This is when I saw their badge, I didn't even have to look to see who we were playing. Like, I knew who it was. It's just iconic. Now the second iteration of this, not that good. I'll be honest. It's got strong Maryland vibes with how the pattern in the middle is kind of put together, the checkers against the stripes. It reminds me of like the Maryland Terrapins, right? The university, how they wear their color scheme. I don't know. It doesn't seem like this is a massive level up at all from the original Crew logo. It's very cookie cutter. How do you guys feel about this?
I think at the top of the Times New Roman of badges. I mean, it's
It's actually not a bad shout.
yeah,
It looks like a NASCAR.
Look at this,
flag
bro.
to me.
How different is this
Yeah.
from the
It
Charlotte
does, it
logo?
does, it
exactly.
does.
And that one came out before, so it is one of those things. Like,
Yeah, bro, it's got time on its side, I guess. But dude, it's almost like Charlotte looked at this and, like, you know that meme of like, hey, take my homework, don't copy it exactly, and and just take it and run with it. Yeah, bro. They just changed the font. They changed the middle part, and then that's it.
That's
They called it a fucking
crazy.
day.
That's so crazy. When you put them side by side,
Bro,
that's
that-
insane.
that's wild.
Yeah, but they at least Charlotte's got like I think what are those like stars on the side? What do they have on the side of that logo?
So on the side right here, it says minted 2022.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they better not be stars. What have they won? Come on.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, yeah,
Come
true.
on.
It just says minted 2022. Like,
Well, I mean,
Columbus Crew
Chicago
SC.
though.
What?
If we're saying this
what?
About
Not
a
worn
star?
anything?
about a
I
star,
mean, we have a star on our actual kit. You know that, right? Because we did win an MLS.
They
Cup.
won an
You do
MLS
know that,
Cup.
right?
Facts,
We
facts,
won MLS
facts,
Cup when we
facts.
came into the league. Like I don't.
Yeah. I mean, it is OG.
We did the double.
It's,
Yeah,
but it's OG, but they have
It's-
one.
yeah,
There
we
was
have
like
Yeah.
8 teams in the
but if
league,
we're talking
too.
about the star and the original logo, it's like that was presumptuous. Because
But that star is from the Chicago flag, so like you can't really.
Yeah, that's true. It's like in their history, but like
Yeah.
and that's why it's a 6-point star, right? But like,
Yep.
but put that aside. I just think that like I mean, it's subjective. The crown versus like this stripes against checkered pattern. Like it's just take your pick. I give Crew maybe benefit of the doubt because it came out first.
right.
That's probably how I
Yeah,
would.
but
look
they
at
look so similar. I'm not
so
yeah.
similar, bro. It's crazy. Anybody watching this right now? Look at this shit. This is wow. Again, Charlotte's designer might have used this one for inspiration.
Just
Now-
a lot of parody.
A lot of parody. Now, finally, the new Crew logo better than the second one. Do you guys think it rivals this God tier Crew logo?
No.
Well,
Fuck
there was the
no.
other one too, right? Wasn't there another one?
I couldn't find another one. Those are the 3 that I saw. Unless there was
'Cause
another
when
one
they-
that I wasn't aware of.
Right.
They had
when
a different one where they
weren't-
changed it. One had an SC,
Yeah.
one didn't. It was kind of
Exactly.
They've had 2
Oh,
iterations of that.
This might be cut off. I think there's Columbus and SC on the top and on the bottom. So
Yeah.
but just take the C for what it is. Like the overall design. Do you think it rivals everything in the good but not great?
I think in front of Vancouver.
Maybe.
Maybe?
Oh, I don't know. I think it's behind Vancouver. It's
It's a single
Nah,
letter. It's a single letter with a
exactly.
unique font at the end of the
and
day.
then plus the shape, like it looks like a ribbon or something. I'm not really sure. Like
It's like
a
an inverted
exclamation point.
rectangle. It's like an inverted rectangle.
Yeah.
It's like long at the top,
Yeah.
short at the bottom, and it comes
and it's got
down.
this little thing on the bottom. I think if I recall
Yeah.
correctly, that's like
It's okay.
pointed. I don't know. Yeah.
Would you put it
Maybe
here?
at
probably.
the end. Maybe at the
At
end.
the
Maybe at the
end.
end.
Yeah.
I think so. It's very, very basic. If, like John said before, if they went back to this logo, I don't think anybody would be mad. I really don't. I think everybody would be like, all right, cool. This is our new badge again. This was okay. All right, on to Dallas. And you probably can't tell by my kit, but yes, for anybody who's seeing it for the first time, I am just a Dallas fan. Dallas burn. Listen, I think people are in 2 camps with this logo. Like people are in 2 camps. They either shit on this because it looks like some kid drew it, or they're like it's an OG logo and it just represents Dallas really, really well. You think of Jason Christ, you think of Ariel Graziani, you think of
Hugo
like
Sanchez? Didn't he play for the Dallas Burn? Hugo Sanchez?
not long enough to be like one of the guys. Like Jason Christ was like the guy that you think about. Pareja, you think about Oscar Pareja, who had like a very long stint with Dallas Burn and then went on to coach FC Dallas. They've had a few players come in and out, but that was still when we were playing at the Cotton Bowl. That's another thing. We were playing at a football stadium versus a true soccer stadium. So it elicits that kind of emotion, but only if you know the Dallas market. If you don't, it's just a horse breathing fire out of its mouth.
Where would you put it? I mean,
As the
your
Dallas
take matters
fan,
a lot right now.
For me, it's
would you put it?
unique. I would say it's I mean, we talk about how the uniqueness of a badge. It doesn't have any kind of template to it. It is literally just this. There's no like outer kind of circle or rectangle shape. It is literally just this as a badge. So you can't put it basic. I don't think it's lazy. I don't think you fire the designer. I think it's somewhere in here. It just really depends on how you view it.
Little high. Little high.
Yeah,
bud.
I think it's a
No,
lot.
little high.
Bud. Little high,
If
bro.
if we're defining every category, the Times New Roman is the most basic thing in the world. It's not a lazy logo because you actually have to draw this shit. It's not a template. And then how is it fire the designer? Somebody tell me.
So it's this. For me, it looks like if you guys have ever played NBA 2K or anything like that,
yeah.
and they have those custom logos or custom, but it's in
Make a
that
team?
territory. Yeah, to make a team. And basically,
I know exactly
They
what he's
also
talking about.
They
No,
also
we're not
drew.
saying it's the creative team
Yeah,
logo.
that's
bro.
messed
hold on,
up.
let me cook. they also drew a bunch of different shapes and animals and all that type of shit.
Bro,
And and burn, that looks inherently bad.
burn,
That
baby, burn.
font.
There's a fucking song that's incorporated with it, bro. Come on.
A horse
Dude,
breathing fire too,
you
bro.
can't tell. You can't tell.
Okay,
the
but
song
what was your
in the
reaction
logo.
when they brought out the burn kit this year, though? That's my question. What was your reaction to the kit when they released it this year?
They should
Because
have
they
done
do
more.
have.
They should have done more was my reaction to it. Just
They
to
should
answer,
have done more.
They should have done more in the sense that, like, if you look at the FC Dallas kit, and I've worn it already on this show before, but you guys can look at previous episodes. It's more white than anything else, which is why you can't see like this olive green sort of flame that's coming in as a pattern repeatedly through the kit. You see the red, you see the black, you see the flame on the back of the collar, like all of that stuff's incorporated. But the olive green was very minimized, and I didn't like that. I bought the kit anyway because it's I've been watching Dallas burn forever, but I wish they would have done more. They've created other gear and other apparel that's not a kit that looks pretty damn good to commemorate the Dallas burn. But when they moved from Dallas burn to FC Dallas, I think a lot of people thought it was a step up to move from a horse to a bull. I just still think that when are you ever going to see a logo or a badge that's literally a horse? It's not a rectangle, not a circle, not a cookie cutter shape. It's the shape of an animal.
But it looks like a kid drew it.
Yeah, exactly. And so in the 90s, a lot of logos look like this. It doesn't matter like the shape. I feel like in the 90s, it was basic.
Okay, you know what, bro? Fine. I will give it basic. I will give it basic. But I think it's better than the LAFC logo, for being honest.
I think it's more interesting than the LAFC. But I think there's a lot of homerism going on.
Man.
But
give me some credit. Give me some credit.
He's got the control over it. Put that shit at the back.
I know, right?
He's got the... All right, bro. Fine. Whatever. I'll give you guys that. It's not bad. It's not a bad logo.
Yeah.
I think they took a
terrible.
risk. They took a risk at the time.
Yes.
That's all that I'm saying. You gotta show it some love for that reason.
Yeah.
And it's breathing fire, bro. Come on, man.
I got more love for the newest one than this one.
Yes, I do too, because it definitely looks like a badge. Like if you saw this burn, the one knock against it is if you saw this Dallas burn logo, you wouldn't even guess it was a soccer team. You'd be like,
yeah, you have no idea what it is.
What is it?
Yeah,
what is it?
Is this a minor league hockey team? Like no
it
idea.
could have been, right? Could have been. I think that like MLS was so new back then. They're like, bro, just make it look like it's a sports team. They don't like give a fuck, like like making it soccer-esque. With that said, the transition from Dallas burn to FC Dallas, rebranding entirely, brand new, club colors, brand new badge, still representing the 96 MLS 1.0 kind of theme to it. But FC Dallas's new logo. This to me is actually more basic than this one, if we're being honest.
It's more basic, but it's clean. I think I love the use of the space, the letting,
it's better than that shit.
Yeah, I think it's better than FC Cincy.
Better or worse than LAFC? It's got more going on, bro. The only thing LAFC has is the Angel City A. That's it.
Right.
There's nothing else in the logo.
Right. The simplicity, I think, is something that the LAFC logo is. I think in terms of it's a little bit better in terms of that.
Probably there. Or does it go above the two circles?
Yeah,
I would say that's fair.
I think it's fair. I just have a little bit of a question for you, Jose. I mean, that logo is a little bit contradicting. If I'm not mistaken, you can correct me if I'm wrong. The supporters group for FC Dallas is the Matador. Is that correct?
Yes.
Isn't that a bit contradicting in having a bull in
the
your
bull?
logo?
Yes, it is. It is. I've had this conversation with other fans too. It's like, why are we?
So y'all are aware of the situation.
I am aware of the situation. I'm not a part of the supporters group. I don't know. El Matador to me is also, I think, a little bit newer. So at the end of the day, like, I don't know. This Dallas supporters group, I think they just picked it because it's a bull and it was the easiest thing to do, right? Like, Matador, cool.
And
whatever.
also, why the transition of a horse to a bull?
I don't know. I was totally fine. Honestly, bro, you could have had with Dallas Burn, you could have had a bull that breathes fire and it would have been the same thing. It would have been the same shit.
Maybe in a decade you guys rebrand to a chicken.
Bro, it's Texas.
We're
animal lovers out here, I guess, to an extent. I don't know.
Okay,
bro.
Texan vibe. Okay.
Maybe they thought bull was more like Longhorn, more like Texan. I don't know. It could have been more.
Dallas is very famous for cattle shows and stuff like
Yeah,
that. And
Fort Worth and
the-
stuff.
the-
Yeah, maybe
yes,
it's
exactly.
that, bro. It makes more sense, like professional bull riding. I have no idea.
Yeah,
maybe
there
they're
you
trying
go.
to
Okay,
incorporate
all
that.
right.
Yeah.
Thank you for that.
But to
info.
me, like, bro, I will complain about this though. I've always hated that the FC Dallas was red, white, and blue. I actually thought the old olive green, black, and red was fire.
That is pretty fire.
And unique. It was unique to us. Everyone and their mom has red, white, and blue, bro. I don't know. They could have gone.
I think they probably wanted to be, you know, like
Texas,
team.
like the
yeah, exactly
gung ho
bravado.
conservative state it is. Yeah, 100%. But yeah, anyway, man, I think it's both these logos pretty basic, middle of the pack, pretty representative of FC Dallas so far.
Yeah.
All right, another expansion team, St. Louis City. I don't even know what the hell this is.
It's an arch. Yeah.
Is that the St. Louis arch?
Yeah.
So
That's what it represents.
So what's behind it then? What is this?
I don't know.
I guess it's the curve of I don't know. Yeah, not really sure.
It just looks like random lines to me, and on the left side of a badge, and then you have St. Louis City. I mean, is this lazy?
I think it's this. It's like the color scheme is different, but I think ultimately,
I feel like, bro, considering this is 2023, this to me, this is lazy to me.
So bit of context for it. Just did a quick Google search, and apparently those two lines behind the arch signifies the Mississippi and the Missouri rivers, the intersection of those two riverways.
Oh, okay.
So, boom, maybe a little bit of context. I don't think it's lazy. I think it's Times New Roman of badges.
Okay. Now knowing the context, that actually helps it out a little bit.
Looks very similar to the ones that are in that. Like the LAFC has a similar shape to Austin.
Is it better than the winged lion?
No.
Yeah, 'cause I think the winged lion is it's not even an animal technically, right? It's like a mythical creature.
That's a Gryffindor, right? Gryffindor.
Yeah, Gryffindor. Yeah, it's some shit like that. Yeah, some Harry Potter shit. I don't know.
What it's called. I'm sorry.
No, but Griffin, I think is what it's called, like a lion that flies. Yeah, I don't know, but bro, I mean, either way,
Harry Potter,
like a real animal. Yeah, it's not like a real animal. I don't know. To me, it's like they tried. I think if you guys, I'll give it the benefit of the doubt over the Dallas Burn because again, they just like drew a horse that breathes fire. But there's no.
I just think it's basic because the design of it, the way that the crest is like. I don't know.
Yeah,
the crest, the design.
It's the most basic thing to me in the world. But that's why I said you could argue that it's lazy. I feel like brand new expansion team. The St. Louis fan base is massive. They could have done something really, really cool with this, and I don't know. They took the most soccer badge resembling thing on the planet.
I agree.
So here.
No, I thought
is that too low?
Too low, right there.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine. We'll keep
it looks very similar to those badges too.
I know, and I think if you put it down here, people are like, "Really? It's as bad as this Rapids logo?" It's not. It's just for the times. Yeah. This was made in like 1998 versus 2023.
Agreed.
All right, MLS 1.0 club again. DC United. They've been one of the longest standing clubs in MLS history. Used to be a powerhouse in MLS, and they're trying to work their way back to that point now with Wayne Rooney at the helm. But their badges were something else back in the day. What the hell is this? It looks like an eagle that wants to be Dracula with like 3 stars and soccer balls here at the bottom. I don't know how to feel about this shit, but it was like 1996. So keep that in mind.
It's unique, but I wouldn't put it in great, in the good, not great.
No,
I mean, no, it's unique now, but it's in terms of then, it's in line with Colorado Rapids.
Yeah, it looks.
I think it's lazy.
I'm inclined to put it down here somewhere, like not as bad as the Rapids, but I would never rock that on my. If a designer gave me that logo for my new club, I wouldn't rock that.
Yeah,
I would not.
It's on a level of like, say, it's like a punk rock band's like logo.
Yeah,
against the government symbol,
yeah, which is ironic because of the
DC United.
City. But it's that. It's like they hired the local guy to just draw a logo. It's like
it almost looks like the badge for a political movement.
Yeah, honestly, yeah, it does.
Yes,
it doesn't really look like a soccer
than this fire crown logo.
It's oh man, those are tough.
For real.
They're both bad.
It's
dude.
Right there. Perfect.
It's
Okay.
worse,
Right there.
Yeah, I think it's a little bit
Worse.
worse. It's just only because, dude, all of this shit looks like hand drawn. I don't know. It's
Yeah.
crazy.
Looks
Now
so weird.
they did get a little bit better, right? They kept this whole soccer ball inside of a star thing, right? They,
Mhm.
their championship, and yeah, that was cool. But the modern eagle looks a little bit better. This feels very early 2000s. It's I don't know. Is it lazy or just basic?
I think it's basic in that era, so I think it's
Better
better
than
than
the
the
burn,
burn. Yeah,
Yeah. Okay. So then this new version of their logo, right, with the updated stars, and
Yeah.
it's only half of the eagle, right? It comes outside of the badge.
yeah.
This is their best version by far, but can we put it
For
as high
sure.
as good but not great?
It's above the crew one. That's in good, not great. I would say, because like aesthetically, it looks good.
Yeah.
Yeah,
like
not bad.
everything about it. It's like okay, it works.
Mhm.
Is it God tier? No, I don't think so.
No,
No.
I don't think so.
I think it's in a good spot.
Atlanta United. You know what? AJ, how do you feel about the A? Could they have done anything else besides put just a big ass A in the middle of the circle?
Yeah. So the A, I mean, is a little bit different. You have like the serif that kind of makes it feel a little bit more royal, which is that.
Sure.
You have the 5 stripes, which are like the pillars of Atlanta and whatnot. I think it's at the top of basic because, yeah, it's not really super inspired. It's there in terms of like what the league was probably trying to get everybody to do, which is be very uniform in the sense of pick a United or pick a something that FC that just makes it where okay, yeah, everybody knows that it's a football team, a soccer team, and
Yeah, I agree.
But in terms of anything special about it besides the
No.
colors,
I was about to point out the same thing. Look at
Yeah.
all those.
Look
three
at all
badges.
these three, bro.
Yeah,
Look at this.
exactly.
Like,
Simple.
minus the different colors and the fonts, it is
Yeah.
basically the same shit all the way through.
100%.
exactly.
100%. 100%.
But I
So
think
do
our
you prefer
color,
a letter? Do you prefer a pattern or a crown? Like that's it.
but I think our color is just a tad bit better because our black is a little bit less.
Okay, AJ, we're being nitpicky now.
know.
There's a little bit biased. Yes,
Yeah,
ours
yeah.
is a little bit better.
Yeah.
All right. We'll leave it here. We can always move it around, but I think, bro, this says everything you need to know. The most basic badges of all time are like right here in the middle.
100%.
Yeah, bro, that's wild. Kansas City Wizards. For those who do not remember, before it was called Sporting Kansas City Wizards were at the height of their heyday, man, a pretty damn good club. Kansas City fans will agree, but their logo, man, only letters. It was only colored letters behind a plain black background. There really wasn't much to it.
Lazy.
It is
Lazy.
lazy. I
Bottom
think
is
Eh,
lazy.
I think it's lazier than the Rapids.
it is, bro. 1000%.
Yeah,
This shit's actually trash. Like the guy just literally spread out the letters, made some bigger than us. Like, all right, call it a fucking day.
It also makes me think of the old Washington Wizards logo.
Yeah,
Y'all remember
honestly.
that?
I
Michael
don't
Jordan
remember how
played
that
there
one
for a bit.
looks. The old one?
Yeah, the old Washington. It was like a
The old
Washington
OG
Wizards
one.
When Jordan went there?
when Jordan
Yeah,
played there. Yeah,
the
very
little
similar logo. Very similar.
Wizard shape, has that vibe.
Very similar.
That's
so
crazy,
lazy,
bro.
lazy to
That's
me, bro.
crazy. Now, Sporting Kansas City, they rebranded. They changed the name entirely of the club. Sporting Kansas City SC. An interesting logo. I don't know how they thought about separating the light blue stripes from the SC. They went with a pretty cookie cutter form of the badge in terms of shape. It's all right. How do you guys feel?
I think it's basic behind St. Louis. Or in and around that.
Better than
area.
DC. Oh, well, I guess
Fascinating.
that DC logo is.
I give their
go ahead, Andrew. Go ahead.
Sorry, man. I give their color scheme, I think, something like more points because of that. I mean, it's something
Really,
as well.
It's navy and silver.
In
Oh
white.
man,
Yeah,
y'all want to
it's,
hear this?
It's like
Y'all
Dallas
want to hear
Cowboys.
this? So check this out. The SC for Sporting Club is inspired by Asclepius rod representing health and fitness, a Greek statue called the winged victory of Samothrace, alluding to strength and movement, and to the Spanish architecture of Kansas City's Country Club Plaza.
That sounds like marketing up the ass.
That is
dude.
marketing
I
up
don't
the
know.
ass, bro.
like I
Not
really
one
don't know
fan
what the
knows
fuck
that. Not one
meant.
fan knows that. We just taught a bunch of Kansas City fans something. Anyway,
Yeah, we did.
I think it's above FC Cincy because of this. That logo, that SC part, I mean, it's fancy looking. It's like, there's something different.
I'll
to
give it to you. It's like
Yeah, I'm not gonna
perfect
fight you
area.
on Kansas City, bro. I don't really care that much. About
Yeah.
club, but like at the end of the day, it's just it is way better than Kansas City Wizards. It's just
Yes.
100%.
dude, it's just it's as basic as it gets.
100%.
Yep.
All right, another MLS 1.0 club. And honestly, probably MLS royalty. You can argue. The Galaxy, and I would say this version of the Galaxy was 100% MLS royalty. This one's really, really interesting, bro. I would say the OG Galaxy logo is actually like
God tier.
I think
it's God tier.
Yeah, bro. I think it has to be. Is it better
God
than
tier?
the OG Crew logo?
No,
Yes.
no.
Yes.
No.
I'm the only one disagreeing, so let me talk.
Okay.
Because basically, it's this. It's like you have this kind of almost I Dream of Genie type of feel, or this like kind of like it's even more retro than the era that it was in, and the fact that it worked then is fucking nuts. And then yeah, especially the way they're incorporating some of that stuff in there, and I think the shape is better. It's better than the in terms of font than the word crew for sure.
Well, I mean, but it's literally Crew versus Galaxy. It's just word versus word.
Well, no, I mean, in terms of the way the Galaxy font is used and the fact that they've like made it look like, okay, yeah, it's like this this otherworldly type of,
I just
Like
want to pose a
the
question.
Galaxy.
I just
right?
want to.
Exactly.
I just want to pose a question. What
Yeah.
logo do you remember more, though? That OG Crew logo or the Galaxy logo?
That's fire. That's a good
That's
point.
fair.
I'm not debating iconicism. I'm debating.
But I feel like that plays into
probably
a fact
more-
here, though, because now you're talking about God tier. So which
Which,
one
yeah,
do you want?
that's true. When you talk about God tier, you think you have to
Yeah.
incorporate everything. And I agree with AJ with the sense of like this badge, the shape of it, very unique. The swirls, it resembles like Galaxy, tried and true, right? When you look up at the stars or however you define Galaxy. And it's very, very retro, even for the time where it was introduced. But I just think like the fact that they incorporated human people into the Crew logo, man,
Yeah.
it's different. It's different. Like
My take on it.
Andrew's so mad. He's
I
so
think-
mad.
But go ahead, Eric. Go ahead.
My only take on it is that the Crew logo, it gives me glimpses of modern and OG at the same time.
At the same
And
time,
the Galaxy logo just screams 1990s to me.
So
more like 80s, I would say. It's old.
It's
old.
actually like I probably feel like it's like 50s a little bit.
Wow.
It's like
Okay.
yeah, because this would not be remiss in like a 1950s show or that type of thing, but modern with the human people and the like define. I'm curious what you mean.
Define.
Well, just, I mean,
it
it looks like any construction worker you would have seen between 1950 and now.
also has that Austin FC shape. It has that Colorado shape, the LAFC shape. That's
Oh, like a modern badge.
the
Yeah, I
modern
get you.
badge.
Oh,
I
okay.
get
modern
you.
badge.
I
Like
get
the
you.
shape of it. Got you.
Yeah.
I see.
I think the tribe has probably spoken on this one. I think this is really, really good. Depending on who you are as an MLS
He's
fan.
really trying to push that.
I feel like it's this. There's a lot of people that probably they know this logo more because of FIFA. Because if you go into MLS, one of the first teams is going to be Columbus Crew.
It's true.
Most people didn't get that far into MLS to remember all the other ones, I think. And so
That's fair.
Yeah, that's probably
Right.
a fair shout. I think with the LA Galaxy logos, and like keep in mind, they kept that one from 96 through 06. Like they slightly changed the font, like not the font, but the color of the lettering. It went from more of a navy to a green, but they didn't change into this new logo for the Galaxy until 06. So it stuck around for a long time. It is pretty iconic, but I do think that the Columbus Crew logo just feels a little more unique to me. Now the new Galaxy logo, look from 06 to today. How many rings have they won under this new badge? 2? No, I think it's like 2 or 3, right?
I like it, bro. I mean, you think of some big names when you look at the badge. You think of Beckham and all the other players that were there.
Yeah.
It has a modern look
I would
to it.
I would put it
Iconic.
ahead of ours.
Really? You put it ahead the new Fire logo?
Yeah, just because of the how iconic it is.
Yeah, I think of Beckham a lot when you think about this logo.
There's more
True.
symbolism behind it. There's more. Yeah, it's got more history. It's fine.
Okay,
The
all right.
and the shape is good. The
I like
what do you
it.
call
Good,
it?
not great. Good, not great.
Yeah.
Good, not
It
great.
works.
And I think that, I saw the Austin is a little more unique because of the oak trees. And like, if you've never been to Austin, you don't really know that. Galaxy is literally just LA. So,
Yeah.
we talked about how basic this LA was, but I do think this is a little more iconic for sure.
Yeah.
I agree.
Minnesota United. I don't.
The
what type of
Loons.
bird is this, bro? What type of bird is this?
It's a loon.
It's a
It's a
loon.
loon. Yeah, because they're the
Okay.
loons.
Loons.
The stripes
think
in the background. It's not bad. It's okay.
I think it's really good, actually. I think it's
They come with AJ
it's
on
probably yeah. I think it's like above Chicago Fires, probably actually. Like
Yeah, I wouldn't disagree. No,
Here?
not the first one. Just
No,
the,
Yeah, I was
our
about to
new
say the
one.
first one right here.
Our-
that one. No, yeah. Actually,
Okay, there we go.
I think it's better than the first one, actually. But
Wow.
you can fight me on that. But it is because
wow. They
Like, it
they
may
have
not-
a star.
yeah. In terms of meaning, it's not like it has more meaning or anything. But I think in
It's
terms
very
of
clean.
yeah, super clean. Like it's different. It's like
Facts.
honestly, when LA United and Minnesota United came in the same year, I was like, damn, like our logo next to that one. Oh man, it beat ours. I think it just everything about it is aesthetically it's beautiful. Like
Yeah.
It
Okay,
also-
so
Go ahead, John.
their star actually represents just the star of the north.
Yeah.
And the loon is the state bird. The
Okay.
badge, the gray color represents Iron Range in northern Minnesota. The blue stripe is the Mississippi River.
Huh.
And then the two sides of the crest to represent the Twin Cities of Minneapolis and St. Paul.
That's pretty cool,
And
bro.
then-
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's basically what their logo represents.
So is it
Alright.
better than the newest LA Galaxy logo or worse?
I think it's
I
better.
think it's better. Yeah,
Austin FC?
I think it's better than all
They
the ones
they
that they've
rival
done.
each other. They
Yeah.
honestly rival each other, bro.
John, what do you think, bro? I need a tiebreaker here.
Personally, off looks, I like that Minnesota United badge better. Just off looks.
Okay.
It's off looks
agree.
alone.
I will
Yeah.
remember that. I will remember that.
Well, he said receipts.
gonna
bro.
Oh wait,
remember
wait! Austin, no, flip that.
Oh,
You gotta
okay,
keep, you gotta
okay.
keep that. Yeah. There you go.
Oh come on, you can't bend that easily. Come on.
Oh,
Come
he
on.
bought John. He
Hold
bought
on.
John.
All he
Oh,
did
that's
was
crazy.
say, I'll remember that," and he caved it.
Yeah, no, I got ties down there. No, I need that. No, you're
Yeah,
right.
he
Mike,
said, I got
John.
tiebreakers.
Shout out
on there.
John,
Okay,
shout
yeah,
out John.
That's fair. John will require support later on. Okay.
Yeah.
Just so you
Moving
know,
in-
there's nothing personal bragging on anybody's. But
All right, let's look at Montreal. Let's look at Montreal. And look, there's gonna be one in here that nobody remembers because it was literally just one season, very similar to the Chicago Fire, just one season, and it was terrible. But they started off when they came into this league as the Montreal Impact. This was their logo, stripes at the bottom of the badge. Impact smaller in terms of font than the actual Montreal, and like if you're not looking closely at it, you actually don't even see Impact that much. It's like gray, it's kind of hidden. I don't know what it says at the very top of this. It's cut off up here. I don't know if you guys can pull that up, but there is text at the very top of this badge. Again, unless you're zooming in on the logo, you probably wouldn't notice it. It's not bad. I don't know how much this plays into Montreal as a city or Canada as a country, but it's
Well, off of
okay for
aesthetic,
expansion club.
Yeah. Off of aesthetic and the way the badge looks, I think it's a better looking badge than the DC United one in good.
Like you put it here.
I put it there. Yeah. I think both of those probably in terms of Colorado Rapids, the Montreal Impact one, like they probably came around at the same time, I think, in terms of
That's a good spot.
I was
Okay.
gonna say,
Good
yeah,
shout,
they're all kind of from similar eras. So like,
yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'm not mad at that. That's a good shout. Now, the
Let
Club de
AJ
Foot,
cook.
they did transition for one season in 2020 or 2021 into this Club de Foot with like what I imagine their own version of a snowflake. I have no idea. It says Club de Foot Montreal all the way around. There's nothing else to this. I think for me, the highest it can be is lazy as fuck. But I don't know. How do you guys feel?
controversially, I like that badge. I like that badge a lot more than I do their.
I don't think it's lazy in this aspect because whatever the fuck that thing is in the middle is not really lazy in terms of putting it together. I feel
It lasted one season, AJ. One season.
and I realize that. but it's for in terms of like it being lazy at all. I just don't feel like it is lazy. I think it's like very basic, but I think it's below burn.
All right. I'm not gonna fight you on that. And yeah, I think I guess with how bad these two lazy ones are,
Yeah.
I'll give you benefit of the doubt. Yeah,
because it said this logo supports a blue border representing the river surrounding Montreal, and the snowflake is made out of arrows inspired by the Montreal Metro with the 4 M's that make up the core of the snowflake. So there is some symbolism behind that badge.
Yeah,
All
it's
right.
inspired a bit, but yeah.
All right. Montreal, you get a pass today.
That's what they all say.
Okay. Yeah, I'll give you guys that one. Now the newest logo, they did upgrade from the Club de Foot badge to their current CF Montreal. No impact reference whatsoever, simply Montreal. And this is much more reminiscent of their original badge when they came into this league. Is this good but not great? Is it better or worse than the impact badge?
It's worse.
I think
It's worse, yeah, but because it's more basic.
I wouldn't call it
that's for
great
sure.
I mean, doesn't it look
Well,
like the Charlotte, Columbus, Atlanta logos
does.
almost?
And it's that's
They
exactly
all look the
why it's basic.
same.
They all look the
it's
same.
all
Look
the
bro.
same.
at these 4 ones. No, look at all them 4. Look at all the 4 of them that are right there. Do they not
I mean,
all look
come
the
on.
same?
It's pretty bad,
Seriously.
bro. It's pretty
I
bad.
think-
I wanted to give you benefit of the doubt, but yeah, it's pretty bad.
Dang, so it's better than the FC Dallas one?
The more that I look at all 4 of these, the more that I feel like all 4 of these need to be at the back of this
100%.
category.
100%.
Because they're
I
all
think
the
you're right.
same, bro. They're
Yes,
like,
yes.
There's no uniqueness to any of them.
I agree.
It's probably
I
there's
agree with that.
mandate,
Put them at the
but
back, but then put the. I honestly think that. Club
Is
de
this the
Foot
order, though?
badge is
If we
better.
put them all at the back, is this the order?
I think the CF Montreal one is
Is-
better than the Columbus Crew one. Yeah.
Like that?
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's good. That's a good
Okay.
shout.
And then how would we reorder this thing then?
Dallas up front. Literally how you have it, just move everyone else to the back.
Okay.
Oh no, it was different. It was different.
Dallas
FC
was up
Dallas
front.
was up front.
Oh, okay. Sorry. My bad. Dallas was like this.
Yeah.
Yeah, LA ahead of.
It'd be that.
Okay,
Yes.
okay, let's just reorder
St.
this
Louis.
thing then. So is Dallas Burn really ahead of Atlanta like this?
No.
No,
No.
they're at the back.
Okay, St. Louis still here then?
St. Louis still there.
This old DC United
DC's
logo?
DC's
Ahead.
ahead of that one. I think though. Yeah.
It's a kid.
Now, this is also a circle. Is it as cookie cutter as these?
Yes.
I think it's
This one's
worse.
kind of different.
No, I
mean,
know
it's
that one. I
different,
feel like
but-
it's better than the current one.
So like here?
I think it's better
You
than.
think
No,
so?
I don't. I wouldn't say better than Atlanta. But
Like
better
that?
than Montreal. Yeah, their new one.
Mm,
So like this? This is
I just
this
think
is
there's
5
more
circles?
going on with that badge, with that, with the older one.
Okay. All right.
But it also, to your argument, it lasted one season. And it probably lasted one season for a reason.
That's my only thing is that like if it was that good, it would have been, and maybe who knows, maybe they tried something to go really deep with the branding and the symbolism and just didn't hit. Like nobody knew what it was about. Nobody was wearing their gear. It was like, dude,
I just
fuck
think
it,
their
change
fans
that.
hated when they changed it from the Impact to Club
Yeah,
de Foot.
it was
That's
probably
what it was.
twofold. Yeah.
It was more than just the
Okay.
logo. I don't think it was the logo exactly. I just think it was the name change.
Okay, that's fair. So let's keep it there. I think this is probably all accurate. I think from here on out, Nashville. This is basic as it fucking gets, if we're being honest. Unless there's some crazy symbolism with the N, it's everything.
I think though maybe the symbolism with the end, the lines around it symbolizes like music waves because
Like
they're
Music City? Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's what it is.
And
I
the
kinda
shape
like
of
it.
it,
I kinda
which
like it,
is
boys.
It's still
Dude,
basic,
I'll
but I think
maybe
it's
maybe give you
ugly.
this shout, but I don't even know if it gets above the circles.
Yeah, I think it's ugly, dude. I don't know.
Yeah, it's all right, bro. It's not great. Like it's okay.
Okay, I agree. I mean, and
But is it
Nashville, maybe they
basic?
could have done something different.
like I don't know if it's basic. I think it's just that
It's just lines. It's literally just lines on a.
So is it just lazy then?
Yeah,
is it-
kind of?
It's kinda
Ooh, is it
lazy.
lazy.
I think it's kind of lazy.
I think it's
Little
kind of
bit.
lazy.
Top of the lazy. Top of the lazy.
Yeah, top of the lazy. I think.
Top of the lazy. Top of the lazy. Nashville. Even though they.
I feel like they could have
They
done
turned
more.
up last night. I'll give them benefit of
turned
the
up.
doubt, but
oh yeah, for sure, yeah.
bro, this badge is just,
Notwithstanding.
They literally, I mean,
Lazy.
look, they had so much room. They threw in all of their club name at the very bottom of it too, Nashville SC. I don't know. It's just like unless there's some crazy symbolism here, I don't know how good this is.
I feel like Nashville could like. There's so much things that could represent Nashville that they could have done more with it. That is just like
Yeah.
it's just kind of lazy.
Iconic city, bro.
Yep.
I agree wholeheartedly.
yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
for now, let's leave it there. Houston.
It's basic.
The original Dynamo logo. I don't even know how to feel about this one. I'll let you guys go because I have a special place of hatred for Houston in my heart. So.
The original Dynamo logo is better than the new one, but it's still really bad.
I would
sense.
agree.
I think they're both trash. I don't like either of them, if we're being honest. But
Yeah,
I feel like this one has a bit of nostalgia to it. I think we saw them win trophies with this logo, so it kind of sticks with the MLS fan more than the new one. I'd put it. I don't know if it's lazy, but
no, it's
maybe
basic. It's because it's inherently like technically it's good.
Yeah,
you know,
right. I think that's a good spot for it, Jose.
yeah, it's just like there's nothing crazy about it. I can't even tell what symbolizes Houston in this. It's just like.
Yeah.
And again,
Big miss.
their non-existent fan base might agree with me. I have no
I
idea.
think
Non-existent
I
fan base. Everything wild.
I don't mean to disrespect any Houston fan at all, but I think the Houston Dynamo has just missed on so many levels with connecting with their fan base.
They have. I'm convinced they don't even have a chief marketing officer, bro. There's no marketing for that team, unfortunately.
Probably so.
It really is the case. Austin has only been around for 3 seasons and already has so much more of their branding and their messaging out there and connected with the community.
The marketing and the media department for Austin FC works 24/7, bro.
Yeah, and Houston, bro.
You can tell.
I don't even know. Like I said, I just don't know what this has to do with Houston. Now, the second one. They try to go with the rebrand, but like, what were they trying to do with the H and the D here? Like, what's the goal with this? How's the level up from the first one?
Right. It's like probably drew some inspiration from the NYCFC logo and a little bit probably Houston, the Astros, and probably a little bit like Detroit.
Oh yeah, maybe.
You know, that type of like
But it's
Gaelic.
still bad.
It is
exactly.
Bro.
It is, there. Yep, exactly.
Yeah.
It's
it's just not good. I almost give the Burn credit for at least drawing a fucking horse. Like
We're back to the Burn.
like what are we doing with this, bro? It's literally like you had an opportunity to rebrand. I'm sure they hired people for this. Like, all right, cool. We have another opportunity to connect with the fans, and this is what you come up with. I don't know, bro. Just a drop ball. All right, Revolution, bro. I got a hot take about this one. I like this logo a lot. The OG Revs logo. I think to me it stands out. It's, you could argue back then in MLS 1.0 is kind of like maybe America's team to an extent, if you had to call it that. I don't know. It felt, this was like 04 Clint Dempsey vibes. You know what I mean? How do you guys feel about putting this one in God tier?
Yeah. It's
agree.
probably a good spot.
I
right
ain't
there.
gonna fight it.
You ain't gonna fight it. I mean, I don't think you really can fight it.
This badge, this crest, has also put in similar work like the Galaxy and Crew for the league for a very long time. And I do remember when they changed logos, a lot of people were complaining, even fans that weren't, even people that weren't supporting the Revs. They were like, hey, the old logo just symbolized American soccer just a lot better, I guess you could say. And that's how I feel also about it. I remember when I first saw this logo on the early FIFAs, I was thinking, okay, this team plays in the USA. It really identifies with USA, MLS, soccer, whatever.
And they didn't go, even back then, bro, they didn't go the generic soccer ball. You know what I mean? Like, they could have easily done that, and they just didn't.
Yes.
They gave it stars, right, to be representative of the stars.
I like it. I like that one. Got to.
Yeah, bro. I like it.
I don't disagree.
On the opposite end.
That one you could toss it under the fire, the designer, and you could toss it under the bin for copying the fire. Honestly,
bro.
You could toss it.
Look at this shit, bro. It's like I said it before we went live today. It's like the fire designer got, he left the club, went over to the Revs, was like, I'm gonna try and copy that old logo without really copying it. And
literally they came out with their logo after we did, and you can put them side to side, and they look so eerily similar. It's fucking crazy.
I don't know, bro. And this R looks ugly as shit. I don't know, bro. And at the end of the day, it's another circle badge with just the words New England Revolution on top and the bottom. I don't know, bro. I wouldn't.
Think you're being harsh.
Where would you put it?
It's a little harsh. Yeah.
It's a bit harsh. I mean, it kind of makes you think of like revolutionary times, 1776.
Exactly.
No, how does the
You know?
first one not make you think of that?
Shout out my GAJ. Shout out my GAJ. It really makes
Aw,
you think
bro.
of like those like, George Washington, founding father
Yeah,
kind of vibes.
exactly.
No.
The colonizers. It makes you
Yes.
think of that for
No,
sure. So
it
in that
reminds me
sense-
of a fire department in a town that doesn't get that many fires.
Harsh,
Like it
harsh.
just reminds me. It reminds me of I don't know, bro. Just I don't. What part of this signals revolution?
It's
Look
just
at
lazy,
the OG
dude.
flag. The OG flag is like the Betsy Ross torn American USA flag, and it's got those vibes, bro. Patriots through and through. What the
Okay.
hell is this? Like
I
mean,
mean,
yeah.
it just screams Paul
it's
Revere.
a fire department.
It just screams
it
Paul
does
Revere.
scream-
That's
it
It
does.
screams
It
Paul
does.
Revere.
I'm with
crazy.
you, man. I'm with you. Yeah, I
Oh
think it's
my
a little
God,
harsh,
bro.
but
we were in different history
but-
classes. That's all I'm gonna say.
but I think it's this. You obviously feel very strongly about this one, and you were like, "I'm not gonna fight you on some other ones. I won't fight you on this one." But it is, it
It's
is
just ugly, dude. It's just ugly.
Yeah, John, I'm with
It's a
you,
bit
bro.
harsh. It's a bit harsh.
All right, that's
You're
fair.
copying.
Fine.
Look at all those teams that copied each other, and then you just look. It's just
If there's a blueprint for copying a team, it's up here. You know what I
copy
mean?
paste. Like, come
Yeah,
on.
don't copy or try to innovate on the copy front so bad that you come out with this, bro. Like this is I don't know. It's maybe there's a fire department in the New England area that has a similar logo.
Yeah, because they
this.
they really try to put a Florian cross over there. That's crazy.
Yeah, bro. I don't know, man. It's just I don't know. I don't like it. I don't like it at all. All right, we'll move on. We could always move things around. New York City FC. This one has to be lazy.
Yeah, it's just lazy. It's probably it's more inspired than some of the other ones because it is the metropolitan font in terms of
The New York subway and all those things.
exactly all that. But other than that, it's as plain as it gets. I don't know. I think it's
Worse than Nashville.
It's definitely more lazy than Nashville. It's probably the best spot.
Yeah, and if you
I feel
look,
like
if
it's
you
lazier
live in
than
New
all- I
York,
feel like
I'm
it's
sure it
lazier
looks
than the
it
other
looks
ones.
similar, but yeah, it's bad. Is it worse than this Rapids logo?
It is. I would say it's worse than the Wizards one too. It's a little basic for me. It doesn't scream football to me. That's the thing.
That's true.
Fire
It
the
doesn't
designer.
scream football to
Fire
me.
the designer, bro. What are we talking about here, dude?
I would agree with that.
Oh,
I would agree with that.
interesting. Okay.
Fascinating.
Where would you put it?
Behind the political movement DC United logo.
All right, bro. I'm not mad at that one. I like that one a lot. Okay, that's a good take actually. Now they did level it up, right? You think about how iconic New York is. It's such a soccer or football town because it really is. When you go, you experience it. It already is kind of bleeding into the culture a little bit. They still play on a baseball field, but they are building out a soccer stadium.
Before you go on to the other one, just swap the Fire one and the Revs one, quick. Thank you. There you go.
Oh wow,
That works.
wow. Okay.
That works.
I mean, I'm not gonna hate on it. This one was
Because-
pretty bad.
Exactly. Yeah. Aesthetically, it does work better
It's
than
horrible, dude.
Yeah.
It only lasted one season, John. It's okay. It's okay. New York City FC. This one's better. This one's better. Much more reminiscent of a soccer club badge. The way they built out the NYC to all come together like this. I don't know. It is a circle badge, and we have kind of put those all together in the basic category.
It just screams Yankees to me. I don't know.
Yeah, but maybe that's by design, right? Because they're
Yeah,
in the Bronx,
obviously.
they're playing at Yankee Stadium, right? I mean, does it stand out more than any of these? Like, would you say it's better than the classic A of Atlanta?
I think it stands out more than Atlanta. Yeah.
It does. Now, honestly, I think it's prettier than all the other ones in good or basic rather. Because
is it better than Columbus up top here?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, I don't even know how.
Would we knock Columbus down, or would we keep?
I would knock both of them down.
Yeah, Columbus. I don't even know how it's in the good because I don't agree that it's good.
Okay.
Yeah.
So is it better than this DC United logo? I don't
think so. No,
I don't think.
I
so.
think that NYC logo is just ahead of the Columbus one. I wouldn't put it as good. I would knock them both on the same team.
Like this?
Like that, yeah.
Okay, all right.
I just think it's just a cookie cutter aspect of having a, like, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean,
I like it honestly. I mean, it's all right. I think it's in a good spot.
This is Citigroup, by the way. This is owners of Manchester City, Citigroup.
Yes.
All of their resources. This is what they came up with.
So they have to follow like a certain you know, like
Branding guidelines.
Branding,
Yeah,
yep,
yeah,
100%. Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
And so they're basically following both of those, like not only Citigroup but also MLSs. So
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
Okay, I'm
did really well.
not mad at that. We can always move these around, but that's a good shot. I do think it is more iconic than a lot of these. So over the crew, sure, I'll give it to you guys. The Union, the Philly Union, so another circle badge, but they do have an interesting take in the middle. There's almost a smaller badge of its own inside of it. With
Is that a snake?
Yeah, with the snake
Yeah,
incorporated. All the stars here at the bottom.
Any background info on that snake?
No, I personally don't know. With the new MLS kits that dropped this season in 2023, the Union did incorporate. Everyone was making fun of not making fun of, but kind of pointing out the fact that it looks like the Simpsons clouds, right? Their new home kit.
That's funny.
But the snake itself as a standalone badge is incorporated for the 2023 kit. So it's interesting.
So it's a rattlesnake, and it pays homage to a political cartoon by Benjamin Franklin.
Don't tread on me.
And it says
was
the 13
featured
stars.
yeah.
The 13 stars are like representative of the colonies.
Okay, so this is very revolution, like the New England.
I think this is good, man. I think this is good. It's
better than Whitecaps.
Better than Chicago Fire.
Better than Chicago.
Ooh.
Yes. Because it's this. It's like it's slightly busier. They have more meaning to a degree in theirs.
To a degree.
And
what?
Oh yeah. Because
I also like the
Wait, what?
I think they have a really good color
Wait,
scheme.
what? How are you as Philadelphia gonna represent the 13 colonies, and you as Chicago are representing the fires that happen, along with what the 6-pointed star? That all those points and those stars represent different things that happen throughout that city. Like, how does that make sense?
Yeah,
how is that more representative?
I think there's this aspect of it because this is still like the Chicago Fire one draws too much inspiration from the Chicago Cubs. Where Philadelphia Union, this one, like this is the only one that they've rocked with, and it's good.
Fair.
That's a good point. That's a good point. That's a good point. Chicago took 3 tries to come up with that logo. This is Philly's first shot.
Yeah, but took 3 tries because they're also a 1.0 club. I will say this: like the resources we had in the 90s just don't compare to what you could do with badges now. So, but I agree with what AJ said. I think there's this badge within a badge to me kind of sticks out. Like it's There's a lot to be said about that. So the Fire logo, good. This one may be slightly better.
Yeah, the grading, like the
yeah, I like it. I think we can leave that there. Now there are 4 variations for the first time and the only time in this tier list. New York has been one of the longest standing markets before NYCFC came through. It was the Red Bulls, right? But before Red Bulls, there in terms of representing New York, New Jersey area. There was the Metro Stars, right? You think about guys like Clint Mathis, who came through the club with his iconic mohawk and were tearing up the league. The Metro Stars, dude, in my opinion, always had like the most bullish designs. Like back then, bro, when did you ever really see a design like this? Which you guys can
pun intended or what, man?
Yeah, a little bit. But like in terms of the design here, I think it's the Empire State Building that's sticking out of this. M itself is all kinds of crazy, and now granted the Metro Stars is an interesting name for a club, but I feel like they did a lot with this considering their resources.
They did.
Where would you guys put this with the OG logo?
I think it's above no, I think it's above Austin FC. I think it's good, like of that era.
That's a great shout
because it's this too, like it's different. The use of the space, and it's also, if you guys have watched Metropolis, the really iconic movie from way back when, like the 1920s, like that's where this is drawing inspiration from.
Okay, that's pretty dope, man. I actually think that like this to me on a kit. We talked about how crazy non-traditional some of these badges are, like the Whitecaps, for example, or the Chicago Fire badge. Like it's right up there. I think it's you can almost interchange these two. It's a pretty damn good logo.
Yeah. If Thierry Henry played for the Red Bulls in this era,
that's true.
I'd fucking rock that.
Yeah, that's true, bro. It's pretty dope. I actually do like this one. And to me, when they leveled it up, when they tried to rebrand, they try to make it too soccer-esque, I think.
Yeah, that's why I would shout that second one as lazy.
Yeah,
that one is lazy. Yep, that one's
worse than Nashville.
It's like worse than Nashville.
Worse than Nashville.
Damn.
Rip. I would say even worse than The Colorado
Rapids?
Because, yeah.
Oh,
I think the Wizards.
yeah,
You can't get any more
Top-
lazier than the Wizards, but
that's true.
Yeah, exactly. Because this is very clip arty if we're talking about clip arty.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's one of those like at least somebody drew some mountains and
That's true.
some,
At least they drew
some
the waves and the mountains and everything else. Okay, I'll give you guys the Rapids one. It's just it's trying too hard to be like that's a soccer team.
Yeah.
Now when MLS started expanding pretty rapidly, they did rebrand into the New York Red Bulls. Right, Red Bull as a brand took them over, and at the end of the day, these are two pretty similar logos. The first one is smaller and has a strike through the bulls, and the other one just doesn't. It's just more plain and simple. So let's be quick about these. It's just the Red Bull. You know what I mean? There's Salzburg, there's Leipzig. It's just the same shit.
they all look the same. They all Red Bull badges look
the
the same. I feel like it's very basic for a Red Bull.
Yeah.
It's basic, but is it lazy to do it that way, or are they just keeping in line with the brand and just keeping?
They keep it in line with the brand, but at the same time, it is just that's what I'm saying. It's a basic badge, and it's not lazy because they just keep it in line with their branding.
All right.
All their teams have the same thing.
That's true.
So you can
because aesthetically,
yeah,
it looks pretty decent. It's just that, it's that.
So I think that's the way to put it. The new logo, because the Bulls are bigger, and there's not that strike through that makes things a little bit confusing. It's just Red Bulls.
Yeah.
Or
I do wonder why it's so. Yeah, it's maybe there, but like Red Bull also, because there's like a little bit more space between the font too.
Yeah,
as well.
It also breaks up. Like you can see the badge actually cut off here, and it doesn't cut off in the background on this one. I don't know. Yeah. Maybe they just try to keep it. Maybe when they expanded for New York, they tried to mix things up and make this one a little bit different, but then just went back to what all of their branding is for all of their teams. That's kind of what it feels like.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll leave that there. I don't think anybody hates that. It is, if you follow Leipzig or Salzburg in Europe, it is the exact same shit. Just copy paste the city at the bottom. Yeah. Okay, now Orlando City, one of the expansion clubs back in, was it 2017 they came in? 2015?
2014, I think.
2014, that's what it was. Now, AJ, these are technically y'all's biggest rivals, I believe. Orlando City, the Lion, I will give props to the color scheme, a purple team in the MLS, pretty dope.
Mm-hmm.
But it's a lion on the back of an iconic template for a soccer badge.
I think it's behind the new CF Montreal badge because it's this. It's like their use of space, not great. Yes, I will give them credit for the color scheme. It's interesting, but yeah, there's a lot of dead space around that lion head, and then the Orlando City part. It's like it hits the side of it. It's like they didn't really utilize the actual badge. It's like they use the Arsenal badge. That's that shape. This shield.
This took 5 minutes. I guarantee you, it took 5 minutes.
Yeah, exactly. Like there's not a lot of thought into the.
How does it represent Orlando as a city?
That's what I'm saying. Where's the lion?
The sun.
Nah, bro.
But it rains there more than it rains there more than anything else. So like, really, is that?
But it's not
Florida.
lazy.
Florida is known as that sunshine, sun, tropical.
It's borderline lazy, in my opinion. Unless we want to, I don't know.
I ain't gonna fight you on it. Y'all can do whatever you want.
I'll tell you this.
You know what? We could drop it all the way at the bottom of the Times New Roman.
It's very high school logo looking-ish.
This is where I want to put it. I think it's lazy as fuck. I think it's like it's a lion on a purple cookie cutter. Like, you remove the lion's head, and what is interesting about this badge?
Definitely could be more with it.
So
Definitely
Orlando fans, don't at me because I try to fight for you. Actually,
the Atlanta guy tried to stick up for you, but I'll be honest, man. I don't even know what lions have to do with it unless they're talking about like fucking Lion King at Disney World. I don't know, but at the end of the day, bro, like
I think that's what it was.
I have no idea how the connection even exists there, and it's just the most basic thing in the world. All right, the Portland Timbers. This one to me is actually pretty cool. I like this one. If I had to pick where it's gonna go, I do like I'm really struggling to like somewhere in this range. I kind of feel like it maybe goes here.
I think it's higher than Vancouver.
I think it's higher than Vancouver. Yep.
Yeah, I think it's a pretty cool one. And then of course all the traditions Portland has now that all kind of are relevant to this badge just all stick out to me.
There is this though. Does it scream a soccer team, football team? I mean, some of these, you won't know anyway, but
no, But the axe as the T, the wood lines
Yeah.
in the background, the color
know,
scheme.
it's-
It's
I agree.
cool. I like it.
Yeah.
Any disagreement?
It's really well done, but yeah. No.
No.
It's
All
where it
right.
should be, I think.
Let's move on. Real Salt Lake. This one's interesting. I don't know how to feel about this one.
No.
Is
too
it
high, too
basic? I don't know if you could say
Too
it's
high.
basic.
Too high. Too high.
Too high?
actually-
Okay.
Yeah.
I actually
think
couldn't
it's
wait till we got to
it's
this
there.
logo.
Really interesting. I think it's there. Yeah.
Why, Hernan? Which one? Where do you think it belongs?
This is one of my favorite logos in MLS right now.
What?
Wow. This
Yep.
color scheme's interesting to me. The red, blue, and
It's
the
one of-
yellow. I don't know how I feel about it. But anyway, why is it one of your favorite logos?
I mean, it symbolizes just royalty. I know that they're not the royal team of MLS, but it just symbolizes just royalty. Like Real Salt Lake, that R with the crown on top, it really just plays into
I get
their
it. I
name.
get it.
Yeah, exactly.
You're a
Because
Real
he's a Real
Madrid
Madrid
fan.
fan.
You're a Real
Exactly.
Madrid fan. Okay. All right. Yeah, that makes
I
sense.
didn't mention any of that.
No,
I didn't mention
I
any
get
of
it
that.
though. I get it though. The crown,
No,
the
but we know.
R. Yeah, it makes sense, bro. I like it. I like it. That's a good
That's
shout.
how I
That's a good
feel.
shout.
That's how I feel.
It's at the bottom of the Times New Roman. It's like inherently.
It can't be worse than
on-
these. It can't be worse than the Red Bulls. Just by default, that's their badge.
Yeah,
for
but
everything, AJ.
but
if you look at the
they're
logo,
following
how
a
it looks.
guideline, right?
Yeah.
At least RSL could have done something different.
It's honestly a clean logo.
Clean.
Clean?
That's a
No,
It's
that's
clean.
busy as fuck. The
yeah.
RSL is busy. Like, if we're talking about clean, right? Clean is the Timbers logo. Clean is the Chicago Fire new one. NYCFC's, that's busy. Like the
Okay.
Yeah, that's a
Montreal
busy logo. And the
CF
RSL
Montreal,
is
that's
kind
busy.
of busy in here. I do like the little circle. The soccer ball to me is basic as shit.
Yeah, exactly.
The crown does a lot for it, and like what they're trying to build as a brand. Again, I think when you think of the crown, you think of Real Salt Lake. You think of Al Nasser and the Saudi Pro League. Nobody thinks of that, right? But I associate that with like Cristiano Ronaldo being there. The crown says a lot, and it is iconic in history and the way they incorporated it. Because it's not like Charlotte. Where's Charlotte? Charlotte's crown. Yeah, it's just like a basic ass crown. But when you put it on top of something like this, it's got
Hey,
more
not every-
soccer feel.
Not every crown logo works, as you can see with the fireman.
Yes, that's true. That is very, very true. Not every crown logo works, but I do think that even if you're following brand guidelines, this to me has to be at the bottom of basic, no matter what we're talking about. Just for my
Okay,
perspective.
I ain't gonna fight you on it.
I think
Okay.
is it worse than is it that much worse than Houston's?
It's not worse than
It's
Houston. Are you
worse than
kidding me?
Houston's. Oh yeah.
No, I would
Because
say
it's
Houston's
this.
is
Oh
worse.
my god, I'm
Yeah. I'm gonna
I
lose it,
agree.
dude.
I don't
He
even
said
know
I'm
what the
gonna
HD
leave.
even.
He said
That's
I'm
soccer
gonna
I don't
ball.
even know what the HD even means. That's my only thing is that there's no
Houston
they didn't
Dynamo.
try.
Houston Dynamo.
That's what
Yeah.
it means.
I mean, yes,
in
but,
terms
but
of-
symbolism. Sorry, symbolism. I don't know where they pulled it from. I don't know where the font came from. Did they randomize it and then just say, "Okay, cool, that's the one we're going with," and put it all together? Like, I just
it's
don't
because
know.
they got inspired by NYCFC. But this RSL, like, yeah, it doesn't. It's not inspired by anything else like that. But it is just inherently ugly. Like that color scheme is hideous.
You know what? He's fighting more for RSL than he did for his own club, and that's
That's
wild.
crazy. I know
I
that's
get it.
crazy. That's crazy.
No, it's because of this. It's like,
We're in a good
yeah,
spot. We're in a good spot
I-
up there. We're good.
I'm very subjective, so that's why.
Okay, John, be the tiebreaker here. Do you think it's better or worse than Houston?
I won't say anything.
It's worse.
Oh, tough. All right, it stays there. It stays there. None. All right, we move.
All
We
right.
move. The Sounders. I mean, look, I will say this. I'll say this. It is the easiest thing mentally in the fucking world to put the Space Needle in the background. That's all I'm gonna say. That's all I'm gonna say. It's Seattle. It's
Okay.
the most iconic part of Seattle.
God tier.
But it's on the middle of God
God
tier,
tier.
good, not great. I think it's
I
like,
think the Chicago Fire logo to me is better.
I think we could
Oof.
bump up that Chicago Fire logo, put it into God tier if we're really.
I think we
putting,
could. I think we could. If we're
I
gonna put
think-
Sounders up there, I think you.
I
Move
think you're
both
putting
of them.
Saunders up there. I think you move
You
the
move
Fire.
both of them.
I think you can
fascinating.
move both of them. I wouldn't disagree. You move both of them. I'm not disagreeing with
I
that.
think we can do that. I think we can do that. I think we can
All right,
do
there
that.
you go. If we're gonna do it, I agree. It's not a bad logo. It looks cool. It's unique enough in terms of the shape and everything. And the
Yeah.
Space Needle's iconic. But when you think about Seattle, that's what you think of. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know. It's like when Dallas putting their bull in the background. It's like, hey, it's Texas. We get it. Cool.
Man, Cheyenne
Yeah.
didn't even have to be here to fight for his own logo.
Shout out Cheyenne. Shout
He
out
would
Cheyenne.
have, but he
Shout
would have
out
been arguing
Cheyenne.
why it should be number one.
Yes.
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 That's a good looking logo. I'm not gonna shit on it. I know I kind of did a little bit, but to me, this one still looks better. All right, the Quakes. This is pretty basic in my opinion.
Lazy.
I agree for the era.
Yes,
yeah.
it is new, bro. And I
think
didn't
it's
even
lazy.
get
I
I didn't
think
even get the old Quake shit on here, but like this is.
I think it's as lazy as the Nashville one. Like just
Yes, I agree,
equally
100%.
lazy.
Right here, right?
Generic
Yeah.
soccer ball. I mean, really?
Generic soccer
Yeah.
ball, the stripes, sure. They come to a point. That's fucking cool. But just Quakes at the top, bro. I mean, honestly, man, I'm down to this. Might as well come out in 1999. You know what I'm saying? Like, this might as well come out back then.
Fair
Fair
enough.
enough.
Yeah, I think that's
Next,
I think
next.
Rapids.
I
has
think
more
there's
skills
this. There's this. The use of like on the technical aspects. I think it's better than Orlando City's. I think it's in terms of like a prettier
shitting on
logo.
You're shitting on the rivals right there.
Yeah. Because it's just that. It's like, I mean, on the technical aspects, the Quakes, it looks better. Like, and I can't fight that.
Okay, then if we're doing that, then we're putting that down here. I'm not moving it up.
You could. You should. Yeah.
All right. Well, that's where we leave it. I think we have to keep it there. Toronto. This one's. Does anybody know what these little hexagons at the very top of the pentagons at the very top of the logo are? Is it like?
Sure. I mean, does it?
It's a four.
Like a maple leaf.
It could be. I don't know if that's what they were going for.
Something with Canada.
I think it looks good.
Yeah.
I think it's a good looking logo. So I think, but in terms of, no, I don't know, that's maybe too high.
Would you put it above NYCFC's logo?
It's not basic though. So it's like,
it's
probably at the end of, that.
Yeah, right there.
I think it's like,
it's not bad. I mean, again, you use the letter. It's the banner that hangs over the badge itself. The whatever this icon is at the very top.
Yeah, it's just an abstract maple leaf.
Oh, okay.
With three white stars representing Canada's national flag. So it's representative of Canada.
Nice. Okay, I'm not mad at that. I think it's good. I mean, there's nothing wrong with it for Toronto still being a, I guess, relatively new club in MLS. It's I'll take it. I'll take it. Now, finally, Messi FC. I do think that Miami did actually try to go as far as they could with their logo. I think they did the two flamingos back to back. I don't know what
herons.
Herons, sorry, back to back. I don't know what that is in the middle of them. I don't know if I can tell what that is. Is that like just the sun representation? I don't know what that is in the middle.
Yeah, it might be the sun.
I can't tell. But like and look, if you look at detail, right, the heron legs like coming together here at the bottom. It's pretty cool, and I think pink as an overall club look and badge. We didn't really have that in the league just yet. It is very Miami. I don't know.
It's daring. It's
cool.
Inspired. Like it's something that, it'd be high. I think it's higher than Austin FC.
Wow,
it's a better logo. 100%.
Wow, I see I see y'all are giving the crest the Messi treatment, because if you ask me, this is no different than Charlotte, Columbus, Atlanta, Club de Foot.
They just did it
To be honest. He's not wrong.
Better.
They're all within the same category, because if you put them side by side,
same era, like we're counting this whole same era.
No, but look at this. But look at this. The big difference, right, is I would compare it more to the Union than any of these. Big reason why it's got like a badge inside of a badge again, and you have again something more reminiscent of Miami inside of it.
Very fair.
So like I'm kind of okay with this. I would also argue maybe even in front of the Galaxy. I think Minnesota United has more to say.
I think because of that Galaxy logo being so iconic, you can't do that.
Okay, that's fair.
But can you argue that Miami logo will now be considered iconic?
Well, maybe after a full season with Messi at the helm.
Exactly.
I think
it's already done. It's already a done deal, bro.
Now, as of today, as of August 20th, at the time of recording, Messi now has his first trophy while being in MLS.
But the fact is, as successful as the Galaxy are, and as big of stars that they've had, Landon Donovan, you can keep going. Like in terms of like MLS, like pedigree, I think the Galaxy, you can't get any higher than the Galaxy there in that aspect.
I agree.
So.
Okay, all right. Okay.
Yeah,
good shot.
I like this, guys. I like this list a lot. I think this is probably one of them. Now, granted, none of this, for today's episode, none of this required real ball knowledge. So I think at the end of the day, like, take that for what you will, in terms of like how fair we were with all of these badges and how we ranked them. But with that said, bro, the top, the god tier, the badge of all badges, and AJ will probably disagree. The Columbus Crew OG logo, by far the best one we've seen come through in Major League Soccer. The worst one, it might as well be a rec fucking soccer team somewhere in Colorado, because I have no idea where this even came from. I don't know how it's a level up from the OG one. I guess the V2 of Colorado Rapids badges, terrible, absolutely disgusting.
It's
disgusting.
a good list.
But this is a good list. Guys, any final shouts before we kind of conclude today's episode? Would you move anything else around?
I don't know if I would move anything else around, but I would like to say, if there's a fan of a club that's on this list that disagrees with where we placed it, maybe they could offer us more context and say, hey, this is why it's better than this logo, because I think we honestly gave everybody a good chance.
Yeah, I think we did. I think at the end of the day, we took some things into consideration, like access to resources and what they could really do with the design. But with the fact that we have some old designs, some old school ones that are really high up, like the Crew, the Galaxy, the Metro Stars, the Revs, the Fire, it just shows that you don't necessarily have to have the best of the best stuff to work with in order to create something extremely creative and good. And we see that here. Look at this, bro. The top 4 logos in this list are all old school logos. That's fucking awesome. I'm so glad this tier list went the way that it did. All right, guys. This is our list. This is our tier list. This is every club's badge ranking in the history of Major League Soccer across this circa 25 years of this league being in existence. So that's it. That's the episode. All right, guys. We'll wrap it up here. If you haven't done so already, guys, like and subscribe down below. This is everybody here at Wake Up MLS. My name's Jose. That's AJ. That's Ednon. That's John. We'll catch you guys next time.